Hey, welcome back to Packers Playbook. I'm here with 97.3's the game is John Kuhn. John had a great game. I've heard the phrase "burn the tape" multiple times this week. If that gives you any indication of how it goes, how are you? And also, quick question, I guess, before we get into it. When you hear the phrase "burn the tape," that does not apply when you're in the meetings, but how much in a game like this, how much do you take from a game like this if you're prepping for the next game or you're film reviewing for the previous game?
Well, yeah, I'll say straight up, it's a short week, so potentially you can gloss over the game, but you rarely ever burn the tape. You specifically don't burn the tape when the team is this young. You use this more so than the wins to emphasize things and details that need to be accomplished in order to win football games going forward. And you especially don't burn this tape because there's still a lot of good stuff in the tape, Dusty. I'm telling you, the Packers were not sharp. They did not look like the team we've seen the last month of the season. But this Packer team still had some really good stuff on the film. Jordan Love missed some throws. There was a couple questionable play calls. But all said and done, man, some guys had some ball games. And one of those guys we're going to see right here is Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, Kraft's been a guy. I know LaFleur's talked about him as a guy that's kind of been coming along. It's a guy that I know I've taken notice of. I think everyone who's watched the receptions are certainly there, but he's done a lot of really good stuff. So we've got 5 plays, kind of straying from our typical 3. We're going to blow through some of these, but this is the Tucker Kraft show, man. So we're going to run this first one. We'll kind of set it up and talk through it. 11 personnel, first play of the game here. We got this little touch pass. Like this is going to be Kraft. Where is he on the edge there? I believe just absolutely demolishing a man on a touch pass here. Out of 11 personnel, get the end around, which I know is a bit of a bit of a sticky subject, and we're not getting to that today. But John, we got Tucker Kraft right there. What do you see on this one, man?
Okay, well, first of all, this isn't an end around because he didn't start as an end and he didn't come around the play. This is, a simple jet sweep. This is a jet sweep with some lead blockers out in front of him, Tucker Kraft being number one. And I cannot emphasize how difficult it is for a blocking back, which is what we used to call him a lot, the BBs, the blocking back, the guy who's out in front of the ball carrier to be able to get out in front, stalk his guy, get his hands legally inside, and then finish his block the way that this block is finished. Not only did he get inside, he finished on top of the man. Tucker Kraft, I talked to him about 2 weeks ago, Dusty, and he was so fired up about this opportunity to get more reps because he knows with the injury to Luke Musgrave, he's going to get more opportunities in the pass game while knowing that he still needs to advance his run blocking game because that's going to be his bread and butter going forward. Tucker Kraft showing every reason why the Green Bay Packers drafted him in the 3rd round, just absolutely demolishing on the lead block right here. This is not easy to do, and as a rookie to come in and be able to achieve this on the first play of the game is pretty outstanding.
Yeah, and I know his head was swimming a little bit early. He certainly had, we go getting inside there, all the ability in the world. And like you said, it was kind of one of those, he needs to reps get better, but he was swimming early. It seemed like he was unsure of exactly where he was supposed to be. The physical talents there, seeing that show up, because this was I know when they were drafted, it was the Musgrave is the physical guy or the fast guy. He's running up the seam. Kraft will be the more well-rounded guy. He's going to block. He can make plays in the passing game, but his bread and butter is going to be the ability to block there. And so seeing him do this, like I said, first play of the game, really, really fun, really fun.
And we're going to see the next play too. We'll jump right into it. He's again blocking, this time a little bit different of a technique. And I can't emphasize when you start working combo blocks and you start working out in space the way that he does, no 2 blocks are created equal. And now you get to see, oh, no, this is the other. Oh,
sorry, this is my bad. Here, let's go the one you got, John. You were setting it up. Let's do the one you got. There we go. Here he is right there.
So you saw him out in space. You saw him with the ability to get out there and track a man down. Now you're going to get to see him against the number 5 pick in the NFL draft of just a year ago, a guy who has turned himself into a pretty darn good defensive end. And he's going to work this little combo block here with Zach Tom right up to the 2nd level. And this movement that you see right here, this movement that he gets, because Zach Tom now has eyes on the inside. About this point in time, Tucker Kraft takes this block over entirely on his own. And look at this finish on a defensive end. He's given up inches, he's given up pounds, but he's not given up space. And Tucker Kraft now can show he can get out and move in space and make blocks on a support player. And he can also work a defensive end and a combo block with the tackle. Two things that take players a long time to learn, and 2 A-pluses for me right there with Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, and Thibodeau's been having a great season as well. So seeing him, like you said, seeing him do some of that against a player like Thibodeau in the season he's having was really fun to see for sure. And again, shows kind of head's not swimming so much, and he's got the physical tools to take over as well. Kind of marrying all that together is a lot of fun. John, do you want to go to the play then? I started to go the last time. We'll talk about some of him in the passing game here.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, this is him here. Got a little 11 personnel on 1st and 10, little running the flat on stick, just kind of getting out in space and love finding him. Got the jet motion there from Reed. Just throw that out to him and then just make it hard to tackle. John, what do you got on this one?
And this is what's so great, right? Because we know Luke Musgrave. We know he runs a 4.4. We know he's a big vertical threat when he's in the pass game. But let's not just peg Tucker Kraft as a blocker here. This guy loves to get his hands on the football, and he's an angry runner. We said that about Jaden Reed a few weeks back, and look at what Jaden Reed's turned into. The absence of Luke Musgrave puts more balls in play for Tucker Kraft. And as you're going to see on these next 3 clips, starting with this one, just a simple stick route, like you said, getting your head turned around, getting your hands on the football, and watch his feet. He never seems rushed. He's perfectly under control. He can take this first man for a ride, gets hit there about the 39-yard line, finishes this play somewhere around the 44-yard line.
Yeah, really nicely done. He said nothing simple here. I mean, there's nothing complex about the route itself. We're just running that little flat on that little stick concept there. But like you said, he gets it and then in one smooth motion, takes that, transfers that, turns up the field, does not shy away from contact, takes him for a ride. That's the kind of, from an inline tight end, that's the kind of play you want to see as far as, okay, he can do this stuff, right?
Yep.
All right, John, you want to move to the next one? You got anything else on this?
Nope, that's good.
All right, we got another one here, kind of the same type of concept, if I'm not mistaken, except he's going to be in line here. I think he's running the sit on this one, if I'm not mistaken. So you got the motion over, and now you've got him kind of sitting on that stick, and just again, very hard to take down.
I'm going to say something here. This was my favorite play. It's the most subtle play of them all, but this is my favorite play. Go back to the line of scrimmage here real quick. I want people to see this. All right, because Tucker Kraft is the inside receiver. He's got to be hot aware. What I mean by hot aware, when they bring too many men, when they overload, and Jordan Love doesn't have enough blockers for the rushers, he's got to be the man to know, I get my head around, I give Jordan Love the quick pop pass here. Man, to be a rookie and to recognize too hot on the play side, and you have to get your head snapped around for Jordan Love, that's high-level stuff right now, man. And it might seem like something simple, but it's something that gets missed all the time. I'm not ready to turn around. I'm not ready to do a sit here. I got to run a stick. I got to get to my yardage. I got to get my footwork right. No. Soon as the 2 men pass him, he gets his head around, and he gets planted, he gets stopped, and he shows his hands for Jordan Love to be able to hit him right away. Because, look, when those guys exit that field zone, there's another guy coming to you. So you got to hit that hot quick, and you got to be precise on this thing. This is my favorite play because this shows he is locked in, he's engaged, and he knows exactly his rules on this play.
I love that. And it's interesting because I know I think we had talked earlier in the year, there was a Jaden Reed did not run a hot replace, I think week 2 or week 3. And then as he went on, we saw him get better at that in later weeks. And Kraft obviously is starting to get more playing time now. To see this from him, I mean, he's been the full-time starter for a few weeks now. To see him from this, I think this early is a very good sign. And then again, just he's got that, not to make comparisons here, that's every time George Kittle gets the ball in his hands, he does not want to let the first man tackle him. He's going to fight through everything. That linebacker has him wrapped up, and he does not let him bring him down.
It's fantastic. It's 2 to 3 guys every single time he gets the ball. Rewind this and replay this one more time, because if he's running this exactly the way that it's drawn up without the hot, right here, the inside backer, he wants to turn to the outside, give Jordan Love a throw to the outside. But because it's hot, he's got to do the quick turnaround. He's got to give Jordan Love his eyes. That's how I know he recognized hot. That's how I know he knew to sit that thing down in a hurry so he could give Jordan Love a place to throw this football.
No, it's great stuff, John. And that is definitely one that would get glossed over in the grand scheme of things. So you pointing that out as your favorite play, I think is huge there. That was a very good play from Kraft. Anything else on that one? We got you want to hit the next one here?
Let's move on to the. Oh, okay. Well, let's go. Let's keep rolling. I thought we're going to hit the seam play here in a minute. Here's another one, just angry runner. This is angry Tucker Kraft. It's kind of been the theme here of this whole breakdown today. Just a little chip and release. You know, you got to give help to your tackles. But then look at that finish down at the outside. As he matures, as he continues to grow, as the game continues to slow down for him, that'll be a move back to the inside. That'll be a split those two tacklers. That'll be another 5 to 10 yards with this guy because he's got the makeup and he's got the mentality to be able to do that. Right now, things are still moving a little quick for him. So it's catch the football, get the first down, lower my pads, don't take the hit, give the hit, and that's where he's at. But once this game starts slowing down for him, he's going to really start making some plays after the catch. And I can see that already in the build and his makeup and his mentality.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, as it slows down, as he gets more recognition, we're already seeing some of the stuff he said with the hot read. He's seeing some of the stuff out in the field a little bit more, kind of view those angles. He's not running it all rote by the book, but this is kind of a feel thing that he said everything he's shown so far suggests that he will get better at that. But as it is, I love just seeing him lower the shoulder when he can. Anything else on this one, John? Yeah, I want to save the seam one for last because that's the big play. Figure we go out the bang. Do you want to hit that one, John? You got anything else on this one?
So now we've seen him run a couple. He ran a stick, and then he ran a little delay out, and he ran a little hot route pivot there. And now you're going to get to see him come in here, come in motion, and see post snap really what the coverage is. This coverage is giving an illusion that they're going to have some sort of single eye coverage. They rotate after the snap to a version of 2, and whether it's quarters on the top side and half on the bottom, or if it's truly 2 halves, it doesn't really matter because he reads this thing post snap, takes off down the middle, and just finds a soft spot. And you get to see a little bit of what kind of speed he has. You get to see what kind of hands he has, what kind of recognition he has, and you get to also see what he can do after the catch. Just another couple tacklers just draping all over his back, falling off onto the ground. This guy isn't just run a route, catch a ball, fall down. He's run a route, catch a ball, get some yak, hurt some people, and having a lot of fun in the entire process.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, John, this was one I'd kind of looked at as well. You get this kind of too high look. They rotate back. It looks like what they've got this kind of like smash fade look over there. And then Kraft, if I'm not mistaken, they got this dagger concept. He's got kind of the middle read deal where you go cut in against single high or cut up kind of skinny against 2. So he's got that recognition. That's another thing that post snap, they get real funky. That dude, he's there. That guy who's going to drop that back there a little bit there. So to see that gets his head around all that is very nice. Sorry, John.
Think about this, Dusty. If they stay in that single high like they were pre-snap, you're exactly right. He's got to cut across the face of the safety. He's got to open a window for that dig route. But once he sees that it's cover 2, now he has to favor the near side safety down the hash, cross his face so that he can open up the dig. But, you know, the safety split enough that he turns into option number 1, and Jordan Love finds it, spots it. How many times have we seen Jordan Love try to hit that seam with Luke Musgrave already this year? And Tucker Kraft, for whatever reason, falls into Johnny on the spot. But it's what he does right here. Ensures the catch and gets himself another 20 yards after, which has me so excited.
Yeah, he kind of that guy's coming at him at a weird angle, but could easily be taken down, and he's able to stay on his feet there. I want to point out another thing on here that I really enjoyed from the backside angle here, which was watch him motion down, and you get this little Love did a really good job, I thought, with a lot of his checks, a lot of his cadences, and he kind of gets that guy to show his hands. Wink Martindale loves to blitz, spot those 2 blitzers, does the can, and then you can see here he's pointing out. You can see Kraft turn back and go, okay, you're adjusting protection. I'm still running. I'm still good. And you get the little thumbs up between both of them before that goes off. Just the awareness, I think, to kind of check with that to make sure I'm still doing what I'm supposed to be doing, even with the blitz, correct? That little check beforehand and then seeing what happens afterwards, I think is a really, really nice sign of growth, I think, from Kraft there.
Well, I think probably they knew with that blitz, they get that fire zone rotation. And I think Tucker Kraft's looking back at him and he's going, hey, this is our chance. This is our chance to hit a big one. Don't miss this one, big guy.
Yeah, I love either way. Yeah, I absolutely love the awareness, and like you said, just the ability to sit, kind of take that vertical, see all the stuff we talked about. I think a lot of really good stuff from Tucker Kraft. John, you got anything else you want to hit on with Tucker Kraft here before we get out of here today, or just the Packers in general from this past week?
This was just one of those games where just a few plays we were off by just a little bit. Plays on third down that could have kept drives going. Third down early on in the game was a big bugaboo. Third or in the red zone specifically, some miscommunications, but really just off by a hair here or there. It was not Jordan's best game. You're going to have some downs, but it wasn't a terrible game. And as I watched the film, Dusty, I don't know if you'll agree. I think the Packers put a lot of really good on that tape as well.
I'm the exact same way. Like I said, the red zone is certainly something that stuck out to me. I think at a certain point, the Giants were 3 for 3, and the Packers were 1 of 4. Like, okay, well, that's the difference. Obviously, like you said, they weren't necessarily sharp. I think they went back to the well on a couple things, maybe a few too many times. I think the wind. You were on the field. It seemed like the wind took a couple of those balls, maybe some random gusts of winds as you'll get up there. But overall, I think the plan and what they did was good against this team, against a blitz heavy team. It's just like you said, inches off on a couple of these, man, just inches off.
And if they shore up those few details, if they shore up a few of those inches, they got themselves a playoff game this week versus another playoff team, and they got to get this one done.
Agreed. John, as always, thank you for the time. We'll catch you next week, man.
Sounds good.